Hope you people are doing well. Now let's start with a new topic. This is the topic of class 12th, second chapter, sexual reproduction in organism or in flowering plant. Well, before that we have discussed about the part which is responsible for the sexuality in the plant. Afterwards, as per our previous slide, already we have discussed about what topic has to be discussed in next to next. So today's first topic is pre-fertilization in flowering plants. Well, I hope you people have general introduction about pre-fertilization. There are the three sequencing events took place under this, that is pre-fertilization, then fertilization and post-fertilization. So one by one we'll start with the first event, that is pre-fertilization. So pre-fertilization is an event where it takes place before the actual fertilization, right? As per the sequence, the first is pre and then fertilization and then post-fertilization. So it is the event which took place before fertilization. This is pre-fertilization. Under pre-fertilization, there are the two events took place. That first is gametogenesis and second one is gamete transfer. That already we have discussed in our previous slide. So we are going. So now in gametogenesis, we will discuss about development of male and female reproductive structure. We are doing structure, we are doing sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Then of course we will study about the development of male and female reproductive structures and formation of male and female gamete, which is coming under gametogenesis. And gametogenesis is a part of pre-fertilization event. This is the first event of pre-fertilization. In next, gamete transfer. Gamete transfer is also part of pre-fertilization event only. In this we will study about how male and female gametes are bringing together, and in next we'll start with the pollination. Okay, so now here we have to study about the formation of male and female gametes. So first we are taking male reproductive organ. So male reproductive organ are stamen, microsporangium and pollen grains. So stamen, as you can see the first picture, stamen is a combination of anther and filament. The upper lobed, here two structures are there in the anther, so we can call bilobed structure, and one stalk like structure is there under this is called filament. So anther and filament combination, it is called as stamen. Now children, when you will see the second diagram, you will see here that is the diagram of anther only, anther and filament, but we are focusing on anther. So you will see when we are taking transverse section of the anther, we are getting four corners in that four corners you will see that brown color structures, small dot like structures are there which are lying in the corner. They are pollen sacs, right? But these pollen sacs get developed by microsporangium. So first we will talk about microsporangium and then we'll come to the pollen sacs, right? And inside the pollen sacs, small pores like structures are there. They are called pollen grains. So basically stamen is the first cover. If we take TS of anther, we'll get the sporangium, and inside the sporangium sacs like structures are there, that is pollen sacs, and in sacs formation of male gamete like pollen grain took place. Okay. Now here is a diagram of stamen. Already we have discussed, it is the stalk like structure, right? Anther bilobed. Meaning of bilobed, if you will observe this diagram in maroon color structure, you will see that is the anther, and here you will see the two portions are there where the body divided into equal two part, that is called bilobed. Okay, and the connective tissues are there which are helping to connect the stamen, or which are helping to connect the anther to filament to anther, or we can call these are the connective tissues. Next is coming anther. Now specifically we are talking about the first part of the stamen only, which is called anther. So bilobed structure, you know. Now second term is that is diathecus. Diathecus stands for di, if we will split the word di will two, and thecus is something combination. So it means the two part get combined, so it forms what? Diathecus. Now next, longitudinal groove separates the theca. Okay, there is a middle portion, theca is there, which is helping to separate longitudinally, like from up to down it is separating anther into two equal halves. 4 microsporangium present inside the anther. As in previous diagram, I have told you about that, like in the corners you will see that sporangium are there. In the sporangium, pollen sacs are there. In the pollen sacs, pollen grains are there. Please try to learn this sequence. It's a conceptual. Well, next we will talk about structure of the microsporangium. It means we have started with our journey with stamen. Stamen has two parts, one is anther and another is filament. Then we have talked about anther. If we will see the diagram of the anther, here we'll see the two portion, the two lobed structures are there. With two lobed cup-like structure where we'll see the four corners are there. Now if we will check out this diagram, there are the four corners are there, right? I hope you can see the four corners. This blue diagram, I'm talking about second diagram. So four corners are there. These four corners, cup-like structures, they are small in size. So micro stands for small and sporangium means cup-like structure. So here four cup-like structures are lying on the corner. This is called microsporangium. Now let's talk about the microsporangium structure. One of the easy structure is there in second diagram. Please emphasis on second diagram. You will see that microsporangium, that blue ball which are lying in the corners except connective tissue ball, these blue balls are called microsporangium. And these microsporangiums are bounded by four membrane. The first membrane I'm talking about from outside. The first membrane, it's called epidermis. Second membrane, it is called endothecium. Third membrane, it is called middle layer. I hope you can see middle layer, third layer as a middle layer. Epidermis, endothecium and middle layer. The three are helping in protection. Okay. Now the innermost layer, which is very important, play a very vital role in that is tapetum. So tapetum is the innermost layer of the microsporangium, which provide nourishment to the microsporangium. So in this way, we have completed the structure of the microsporangium. In next, we will study about the microsporogenesis, like how the microsporangia get released in microsporangium, right? Thank you. Have a nice day.